Freedom. It's a word that our generation takes for granted. Or associates it with the things we take for granted, like the freedom to speak our mind.
Or even the freedom of the open road, or freedom to just live life on our own terms.
But this freedom comes at a price that's higher for those who defend it.
As a great statesman once said, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance.
And as we approach the 25th Kargil Vijay Divas, it's time we honor those who stand vigil at our borders, ensuring our freedom never comes under threat.
Welcome to Mahindra Hearts to Brave Hearts, an epic journey of gratitude where we deliver your heartfelt messages from across the country to our brave soldiers on the front line.
We're setting off from 3 military bases in 3 corners of the country, embarking upon a journey that will cover over 10,000 kilometers, arriving at the Kargil War Memorial just in time for Kargil Vijay Divas.
3 convoys of Mahindra's toughest SUVs are flagging off from Kibitu Military Garrison in Arunachal Pradesh, Kochi Naval Base in Kerala, and Tanod Army Post in Rajasthan, meeting up in Delhi before ascending into the mighty Himalayas, all to let our soldiers know that they really are the nation's truest heroes.
But even before the flag off, we had our first major obstacle. With incessant rainfall, the route to my starting point in Kibitu was rendered completely inaccessible by landslides, meaning that I couldn't even get there and had to start from Tezu instead. Fortunately, I had the option of making this change. But for the brave soldiers who serve on this frontier, the arduous nature of this place is something they have to endure on a daily basis with no escape route.
On this trip, we have with us a whole host of army veterans, many of whom even served in the Kargil War.
Jai Hind, I am Colonel Rajendra Kumar Sharma, Kirti Chakra, Shaurya Chakra, Sena Medal.
I am Colonel Dhanraj Singh Chima, a proud veteran of the Kargil War.
Jai Hind, I am Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, the First Lady Officer from the Logistics Wing of Indian Army to be part of Battle Zone in Operation Vijay.
Jai Hind, I am Lieutenant Commander Vijay Nair and I am a naval veteran.
मैं ब्रिगेडियर खुशहाल ठाकुर हूँ और जिन्होंने कारगिल युद्ध में जो टाइगर हिल और तोलोलिंग की जो महत्वपूर्ण और सामरिक दृष्टि की जो चोटियाँ थी, मेरे कमान में उन पे झंडा फहराया गया था.
And along with them, we're going to be stopping at military stations and cantonment areas along the way, meeting key defense personnel and reading out some of your letters to the soldiers who keep India's military machine well-oiled and forever vigilant.
My drive from Tezu will see me join up to the mighty Brahmaputra river, which I'll be driving alongside all the way to Guwahati. I'll then drive through the pinch point between Bangladesh and Nepal at Siliguri before finally arriving at the national capital via Varanasi and Agra.
The route from Kochi is going to have me traverse the length of the country, driving through lush green Kerala, up the Deccan Plateau, through Bengaluru and onwards towards the west coast and Mumbai. Once that's done, I'll be driving through Gujarat and Rajasthan into Delhi.
So I've set off from Tanod and I'm now driving through the stark Thar desert before then going through the Golden City, the Blue City and the Pink City, that's Jaisalmer, Jodhpur and Jaipur on my way to Delhi, where I'll meet up with the convoys from the other parts of the country and we'd all head up to Kargil together. Yesterday was sandy, dusty and over 40 degrees. Today it's pretty cloudy and we even had a bit of rain. I know that Simran coming from Kochi has had quite a lot of rain. Rahul coming from Arunachal has had landslides to deal with, so we're really getting the breadth of the country over the course of this drive, and it should be fun to get to Delhi and talk to them about their experiences.
Now, cross-country drives are nothing new to Autocar India. We've done some of the most challenging of them all. But one of the unique features about this drive is the fact that we got to visit all these army stations and military cantonments along the way. And being able to go behind the scenes at defense headquarters really helped us all gain a keener understanding of what life in the army is really like.
When you climb into your cozy, comfortable bed tonight, remember you can only do so in peace thanks to the thousands of brave souls who work tirelessly in these cantonments and hundreds of garrisons across the nation, ensuring our great country remain safe.
It's certainly not what you'd call an easy life. While you get to go back home to your family every evening, the soldiers working here and at military camps across the nation often have to endure weeks and even months away from their loved ones. But today, we're reminding them that they're not alone, thanks to your kind letters and messages. This right here, this is the whole reason why we're doing this drive. These are some of the letters that you guys have written in to us that we're going to be carrying up to the soldiers on the front lines. And when you check them out, you realize just what sort of a morale boost it's going to be for our soldiers. Listen to this. Your dedication to our nation's safety fills us with pride. Thank you for your unwavering service. Your sacrifices and bravery keep us safe every day. Thank you for your service. This is the precious cargo that we're carrying all the way up to Kargil.
Wow. Excuse me if I seem a little flustered at the moment, because I'm finally getting to see the inside of the 515 Army Base workshop. I've been looking at these gates and wondering what's behind them for the majority of my life, because I've grown up in Bengaluru. And I finally get that peek. It's such an honor to be a part of the Hearts to Brave Hearts campaign, but that's not all. I hear they have a special welcome lined up for us. Let's go check it out.
We're rolling into Delhi now, and this isn't quite the end of our journey, but it is an important landmark. Because here, our 3 convoys from the 3 different corners of the country are going to be joining up, and I'm finally going to get to see some familiar faces after a few long days on the road. Including one very special host who's going to be joining us for the rest of the trip.
As we roll into Delhi, it signals the end of my stint with the Hearts to Brave Hearts campaign.
With Hormuz now taking the wheel of the 3rd car, our convoy got a grand send-off from the Karyappa parade grounds in the Delhi cantonment as we set off on the final leg of the journey.
Now, I've driven in a lot of convoys across the country, across countries, but never in my 35 plus years of doing this have I felt so special as I do now, because really this drive has been quite an eye-opener. You take so much for granted, and then when you speak to some of these amazing war veterans and what they've done and what they've achieved, and honestly I think it's something we should be really proud of, and as an Indian you really feel special. And one amazing story or experience is that of Captain Utpal Datta flying a cheetah helicopter at some crazy altitudes, and being a machine, it's something we can relate to. Let's listen to his story.
How does the aircraft behave? Is it very difficult? I mean, because it's very thin air.
Oh yes, because see the cheetah's maximum operating altitude as per the books is 21,000 feet, and during the Kargil War we pushed it to 26,400 feet.
Wow.
Okay, and it's like if it's a 6-cylinder vehicle and you don't have 3, but you still have to meet the mission. So what do? You do that risk assessment. Okay, I know I'll not pump up the accelerator too much. Be very gentle on the accelerator. Take it slowly to the level of pitch where I want to. So all these similar analogy we actually play with the aircraft. But then yes, it's a man-machine interface. We were like the eyes of the buffers above the in the sky. So we used to do hyperventilate ourselves, taking those oxygen, hold the breath for 40 to 50 seconds, whatever we could, and fly.
Do you work a lot on instinct? I mean, or is it just your training that comes in and then you methodically go through?
When we are doing this kind of operation, it is always the training which comes in hand.
Right.
And this a basic question you will find a civilian always asking कि peace time में आप लोग क्या करते हो?
हाँ.
Peace time में हम training करते हैं.
Training करते हैं.
And
just for this one occasion.
Yes, and it becomes a second nature.
Captain Datta's story is just one of many incredible tales we heard along our drive. And since I was far too young to remember the war when it happened, hearing about it from the brave men and women that fought in it was a great way to learn about the war. Now that we're beginning to get a little closer to our destination, it's a good time to reflect on why we're doing this. The Kargil War lasted for roughly 3 months in 1999, when infiltrators attempted to capture Indian positions along the LOC. Our nation's response, though, was swift and unrelenting.
Losing was never an option for our military, proven by the fact that the mission was called Operation Vijay. When the news of the war broke out, I was much younger then. I still remember not feeling even a bit of fear because I knew our heroes were at the border and they'd do anything to win, even sacrifice themselves. Now I know what their sacrifice meant, and I'll be ever so grateful for it.
Now, during that war, we lost 527 of our own. 527 brave souls who gave their life without a second thought. And it's really because of them that our borders are safe. The reason why we can drive right up to the LOC without any fear or problem.
After 2 long weeks on the road, we were tantalizingly close to our destination. But we had one last frontier to overcome before we could roll into the Kargil War Memorial.
Crossing Jozila is never an easy task. And when you think about the fact that our soldiers traverse these unforgiving landscapes while defending them on a daily basis, it gives you a much keener appreciation of the sacrifices they make.
From braving it out in sub-zero temperatures to battling landslides to fending off the enemy across the border, you can see why this campaign has the name it does. You can see why we call our soldiers Bravehearts.
Proud to be here with the Bofors gun in the background, and you have Tiger Hill in the background. A little sentimental too, because I see the name of my unit here, and also of my OP officer whom we lost, Captain Jerry Premraj, Veer Chakra posthumous. All in all, a very proud moment to be back in Kargil, my first posting.
1999 was my commission year, और तब से we have been part of Operation Talwar. To see Tolo Link, to see Batra Point, to see all of this behind, such a nostalgic moment.
About Kargil War, I would like to tell you that it was the deadliest, no comparison in the world, that anybody can fight on those heights and can win also. It was totally different.
Being a Kargil War veteran and having served in this area during the Battle of Kargil, earning these 2 medals and a thumping battle report is one of the finest moments of my life.
So we are finally here at the Kargil War Memorial just outside Dras. It's taken us 10,000 kilometers to get here, from extreme temperatures of plus 45 degrees to sub 10 degrees. And it's been a grueling journey through rain, through really difficult roads, but honestly, it all pales into comparison what our nation's heroes have gone through. And really, I think there's no better way to celebrate this 25th anniversary of Kargil by bringing these messages of yours and giving them to our nation's heroes. This is also our opportunity to thank Mahindra and the armed forces for this wonderful celebration.